Hi Newt and Friends, my name is Mushy, and I co-run this channel with my best friend Newt. We're two artists who work full-time jobs that aren't quite artist jobs, but we want to change that someday, so that's why we're doing this channel, and that's why we have opened our own small businesses on Etsy. So today I had a few things I needed to do. I needed to ship out an order, I needed to bake some cinnamon rolls, and my roommate and I wanted to do some ornaments with our dog's paw prints on them. Here I am packaging this little mushling. I sold him on my Etsy. He is a little wizard mushroom. I also call him a wizard shroom. He has magical powers. His story is that he loves to play hide and seek. So if you have him on your keys or something like that, oftentimes you might find them missing because he's playing hide and seek. He also has powers to protect you, so if you take him wherever you go, he will protect you. I found him in the woods, and he was trying to play hide and seek with me, but he came out and showed me where he was at first, and then he ran and hid, and I had to find him. And then once I found him, I brought him home, and now he's going to his new home. I always add a few of my mushling stickers into the packaging, and I write a handwritten note telling the story of the mushling. And this mushling's name is Yip, and I write that in the letter and all the little facts about him. So it's probably hard to read, but I think people get the gist of the letter. Put a little mushling sticker on the top just to put my little brand on there. Show that this is a mushy creation. And that is the name of my Etsy shop if you want to go check it out. It is Mushy Creation Co. And you can find other mushlings on there, and you can also find little ghosts, and I'm starting to do other characters from different video games and movies as well. And I went ahead and made some cinnamon rolls. To make these cinnamon rolls, you're going to add some water, some milk, and put in your instant yeast. And you're going to want to make sure that the milk and water are, I think the temperature is 110 degrees. Around that temperature. You want it to be warm, but not hot, so that the yeast can activate. So you mix that all together, put it off to the side, and then wait around 10 minutes until it starts bubbling and foaming. I had to take a little break in between that and make myself some tea. It's that time of the year where everyone's getting sick, so I've been drinking a lot of elderberry teas and apple cider vinegar, blackberry tea that's good for your stomach, and also some lavender teas for the stress of this year. Next, you'll add your flour, sugar, and possibly salt. I'm not looking at the recipe right now, so I'm just looking at what I was doing in the moment, which was several days ago. I think it was like a week ago. So I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I was doing here, just like the rest of you. And then you take your butter and you take that out of the box somehow. I just flipped it upside down. And then you take the butter out and you cut it. You need 2 tablespoons. And you put that in a little glass jar and stick it in the microwave and melt it. And once that's melted, you add that to the yeast mixture after it's sat for a little bit. And you whisk that in. And you whisk in some sugar, I'm pretty sure that is. And you whisk it. Whisk it with the whisk it. And yeah, you put that all together. Do that. Yep. Put that in to that thing. And yep, shake it off. And once you're done, you pour it into the bucket, which is also called not a bucket, and you crack an egg. And you try not to get any shells in there, so that's not crunchy. Cinnamon rolls do not need to be crunchy. You might be asking why I am mixing with a whisk in the mixer. That's because I didn't want to dirty the whisk attachment to the mixer, so I just used the whisk to mix it, and then I attached this attachment for making the dough because I didn't want to have to worry about washing another thing. Then you add the dry mixture in there. This is when the dough starts to really form. And I was trying to put it in really slowly so that it didn't all poof out like it always does. It gets everywhere. It's pretty sticky. I put in more flour. It was less sticky at that point. Then I put in the hook to knead the dough. Is it knead? Is that the right word? Knead? I don't know. It sounds wrong, but I think it's right. You knead the dough with the hook because I didn't want to touch it. So I was making this for a group of people. I don't love putting my hands through all the dough. It seems kind of gross. But I'm like always washing my hands through the process, so when I do use my hands, I will assure you they are clean. but just like touching the dough and like sticking your hands all through it, ugh, it seems kind of gross. And then I rolled out the dough. Pat, pat, pat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stretch, stretch, stretch. I was also watching It's a Wonderful Life on my Echo, in case you were wondering. That's actually not what I was watching. I was watching The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I just get the name mixed up because they also both have wonderful in them, so I get confused. And put some vanilla extract with some brown sugar. And I used a fork to mix it so that I could get the lumps out. And when all clumped together, I would suggest not using a spoon because I feel like that would get it more clumpy. Then you want to brush some melted butter onto your dough. And this will make it so that the brown sugar mixture will stick to the dough. I started using a fork, but it ended up dropping a huge clump. That just was not working, so I went to using my hands, which I didn't want to do, but I kind of had to. And then you cut sections. I was trying to make these really small. If you're actually making these, you'll probably want to cut bigger sections than I did. But I wanted to make sure that everybody had a cinnamon roll, which there ended up not being very many people anyway, so I could have made big ones. But that's neither here nor there. And then you just roll up the sections and put them in the pan. Once you're done rolling up all the little cinnamon rolls, you're going to want to put it in your pan that is greased, and you're going to want to cover it for about, I think I covered it for about an hour for the cinnamon rolls to rise. The directions said 45 minutes, so you don't have to do a full hour, but I just ended up doing the full hour anyways because I was also doing something else in the meantime, and it doesn't hurt to wait a little longer. And then I covered it with a towel and let it sit, and then I didn't record it all done, so that's cool. So then my roommate and I did some ornaments with dog's paw prints. We thought it was going to be really easy, but then we forgot that we were dealing with our dogs, so it actually wasn't that easy. The clay that they gave us was like a foam air dried clay, so it was pretty easy to mold and flatten. But it was like a box kit that they gave us. I don't know who they are. My roommate just bought this kit. I don't know why I'm acting like somebody gave this to us. Nobody gave this to us. My roommate just went out and bought this kit. And, yeah. The cutout that came in the box was way too big for our dog's paws, so I grabbed some cookie cutters and a cap to, I think, a mason jar so that we could cut our ornaments. I really like this snowflake cookie cutter. Here I'm trying to put my mini Mushy's paw on there. He did not want to cooperate. There's Mini Mushy too. His was a lot better. And then there I am struggling with my dog, and that's about all I filmed because it was just really a big struggle. But we did get them eventually, but they didn't turn out amazing like we would have thought. So yeah, that's it. Bye.